Welcome and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Kyra Siva. I am a spiritual mentor and healer, and today we are going to find out what are your spirit guides trying to tell you. So if you found yourself in a situation where you're like, I know I'm getting messages, I'm seeing signs. What does it mean when a bird flies in front of me? What does it mean when I see the repeating number? What does it mean? Today we're going to uncover what your spirit guides are trying to say and share with you and tell you and help you understand the messages they are sending to you. Okay, and before we dive into connecting to your intuition, I just want to let you guys know I offer private readings. The link is in the description. I will never reach out to you, by the way, for readings. I only offer that one link, and I don't reach out to people. I let y'all choose when it feels right for you to come to me. I also am very excited to announce I'm kind of soft launching my Patreon. I am working on content right now, but the actual page is up. It's just time for me to start filling it up with all that stuff. So if you are curious about learning more about your spirituality and you would just like some guidance on like how the heck do I navigate this wild thing called spiritual awakening and integrate that into my life, check out my teachings over there. I would love to see you over there. All right, let's go ahead and connect to your intuition. Take a deep breath. This is pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Again, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And I'll see you over in your pile number 1. All right, let's dive into what are your spirit guides trying to tell you. All right, pile number 1. The energy of this reading is already so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Think of the sweetest piano music on like a sparkling spring morning, and you see flowers blossoming and there's fresh dew on the leaves and the air is crisp and clear, and you can just, it's like when you look at the sunrise and the sky is pink and red and orange and you feel the bright sweet freshness of that moment. That is the beginning of your reading. They have put such a it's like so pretty. It's such a beautiful, beautiful energy. So let's go ahead and dive into this. First, go ahead and appreciate the gorgeous colors that you have. So you have all of these beautiful purples. Then you've got this pop of orange, and what a like mwah, chef's kiss compliment to the purples, right? So you have this gorgeous orange and then these beautiful purples coming in. Your spirit guides are sending you just the sweetest message. The first thing that they really wanted to point out is there's so many things I love about this reading. You have this new beginning happening. So you are healing and you have been walking towards a path of experiencing the wholeness again. This is a time for forgiveness and reconciliation. And those were the words that were very pronounced. As you forgive, as you put down the burdens of the conflicts before, the pains, the frictions of previous relationships, you're really walking. And when I was laying out your tarot cards, like it hit me that you are walking towards healing. You are so actively walking towards this beautiful balance. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight that this is an orangish red color. So we have this beautiful tied in connection. Your spirit guides are sending you a tapestry. They are sending you a poetic message about your healing and your growth and applauding you for how far you have come. You're in a time, this is the kind of healing where the anger dissolves, where you find that moment of peace where you just go, you know what? Like, I forgive, I'm done, or you're able to find some level of reconciliation with the person, or you're able to find that within yourself. And there is just this moment where it's like a break, a release happens. And we see this break in these broken swords, right? You have broken the patterns, you have broken the contact, but basically you've had this moment of just letting it go, of just letting it all go, you know, being like, you know what, it happened, I forgive, I move it on. This is no longer going to be a main hallmark of my life. As you walk through this healing, and because you're well on your way, your spirit guides want to really give you the guidance of these two cards here. The chameleon spirit, act as if, and the parrot spirit, watch your words. Look at how dynamic these cards are. Like the pictures, the images on these cards. You've got all of this movement and action, all of this movement and action. The parrot is flying. The chameleon is like, I don't know, dropping petals somehow, because of course you have to have a beautiful reading. But there's even all of this movement in the colors and the way the chameleon is in action moving. So as you continue moving through your life, they want you to feel the poetic beauty of loss, the poetic beauty of forgiveness, the poetic beauty of reclaiming yourself and your mind and your words and the thoughts that you identify with. And it's really this time for you to experience just a whole level of peace. Like in the balsamic moon, A Time for Healing, we see this ocean here. That's how they're giving me your energy. Like there's just this serenity. So your message is to connect to this peace. As you walk away from this difficult situation, as you practice forgiveness in your life, you're going to really experience, as you're mindful of your words, you're going to experience what happens when the external world and the circumstances that have happened to you no longer control your feelings. It is the sweetest peace. It is the most beautiful peace. And so that is where you're walking. They also really, I pulled out this card as, you know, is this your blessing or your block? And what they wanted to show is this north. And the message that came through with that is follow your North Star. Follow your North Star. Follow that guiding light within you. And that could mean, you know, your astrology. It could be metaphorical. It can mean a lot of things. But you intuitively, inherently know what your North Star is and to follow that. I also asked your spirit guides to come into this reading, and you got Teresa of Avila, a lady of the interior life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. So we have this beautiful bird flying here, beautiful bird flying here. We've got all of these ties to these colors. Oof! Oh, love this. So your spirit guides' message to you, the thing they are trying to tell you as you walk this path of healing, as you walk the path of reconciliation, which again ties to how you express yourself verbally, how you express yourself through your body language, how you express yourself energetically. Be really aware and cognizant of that. Watch how it is that you are speaking to other people about the situations, to other people when you are resolving conflict. And know that the way that you express yourself is also a form of healing. The way you decide to show up in the world is a form of healing. So they really want you to be mindful of how you navigate conflict in your life and how you navigate difficult relationships in your life. And even like internally, right? So say you had a parent that did a bunch of bad things, you've cut them out of your life, but still that story is living in you. They want you to, the word reparent is coming up, but they want you to address that interior relationship and be mindful of how you are speaking to yourself, inside of yourself, to that story person that lives inside of you. All of that is a part of the healing process, and they've been trying to show you in really gentle and beautiful ways that life can feel good again. Life can be bright again. Life can feel like you've broken free from the shackles that used to bind you. And in all of this, you get to really, really enjoy the peace, truly, like the deep, deep, deep peace that comes with walking a path of healing. All right, pile number 1. This is what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. If you like this message, leave me a moon emoji below. I would love to know if you have been here. And don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And if you want to have a personal reading, I offer those. The link is in the description, and I am starting to build up my Patreon. I'm like sort of doing a soft launch with it. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll let you know when I am officially launched. But I'm very excited to share that. It's just a space if you enjoy these readings and you want to dive deeper into the spiritual teaching side of things, the spiritual understanding. I'm offering that over on Patreon. And also exclusive content, exclusive tarot card readings, Q&As, lots of good stuff over there. All right, pile number 1. Until next time, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 2. All right, let us dive in. So your spirit guides, this is a message about what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. Your spirit guides have been sending you a message about your authenticity and how to move in the world and have social connections, and really just about how you show up in the world. So first, let's look at some really beautiful colors. My spirit guides know that when I am working in this fashion with your spirit guides, that one of the best ways to show me continuity of a message that's tied together is through colors. So over here we have this threaten card, and then don't let pride get in the way, and then we have this gentle spirit, bring a gentle touch, gentle spirit. Then we have a dear spirit, gentle touch, and then the saint of authenticity, Perpetua, I am my authentic self in all circumstances. This is the underlying theme that you have been working on and that your spirit guides have been working on with you. I asked specifically in this card over here that your spirit guide show up in this reading today, and you have the saint of authenticity. So your spirit guide is definitely hanging out in the astral plane. I love the little orbs, and they may show up to you as little orbs, just that you may see, or you may see in pictures. I know a lot of the orbs are actually just dust, but there are definitely times when your spirit guides are showing their presence. And this spirit guide is, I love the way that they're representing that. It's like your spirit guide is showing you where they're hanging out in the spiritual realm. Like, that's a really cool image. I've never had that in a reading. So if you're wondering how your guide is hanging out, they are with these other orbs of light, and they're in this sort of, I don't know, it's like a, wow, I don't know how to describe the feeling that I'm feeling. It's a spiritual space, a spiritual world or realm that's very like light, airy, floaty. It's like if you see things swimming through the ocean in the deep, deep ocean, that concept of the deep, deep ocean, except for it's not water, it's ether. Very cool. Okay, we're not going to get sidetracked with that. Your spirit guides are being really fun. So there's a behavioral pattern that occurs for you, and you've been trying to transform this. This behavioral pattern is when you get into a social situation that is really uncomfortable, you have been so hurt previously, probably when you were a little one, where you felt really vulnerable and powerless and Like you just didn't feel safe. For whatever reason, it wasn't safe for you to truly come out of your shell. You could have been bullied, you could have been picked on, you could have just been in environments that didn't want to see you, that didn't want to hear you or feel you or understand you. And the survival behavior that you managed to create during that very challenging time is you really put on this mask. You really put on this bravado and this like personality that isn't truly who you are. And that personality tends to get to be really aggressive. You know, it's like if you're bullied, you're going to be 10 times stronger than them. And sometimes when you go out in interactions, you're going out swinging. Like you are so ready to protect yourself because you have been made to feel so powerless in the past. And your spirit guides have, this is a big thing to work on, by the way. So if this is resonating with you, just know that I really respect where you're at. And I'm so sorry that stuff happened to you as a kid. Or even just previously. Nobody deserves to feel powerless in their life. So your spirit guides are highlighting this now. When you were younger, it was an adaptive behavior that helped you survive. Now that you're older, and now that you're in different social circumstances and you have different authority and power, and you've been on this healing journey, it's getting in the way. And it's getting in the way of you being able to create the sort of social connections that you're craving to have. And it's denying people like the beauty of who you are, the beauty and the brilliance of who you are. Down here we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Chariot in reverse. This really shows me that this has been like you've been working on this for a while. We all have our things. I could 1,000,000% share stuff with you that I have been working on for a while. But this is really saying that you have been working so diligently because you want to ultimately be this person. When I flipped over this deer spirit, and she's so gentle, right? She's so delicate. And it doesn't matter if you are a man or a woman. There are parts of every human being that are so gentle and so delicate and so like you need to be soft with them. You need to touch them softly. You need to have soft words. And this gentle deer spirit is looking at this fulfillment of this Queen of Wands that's happy and bright and brilliant. And your spirit guides were telling me that this is who you are when you are authentically you. So when you're out socially and you start getting into the discomfort of certain social interactions, when you take down the walls, you are this way. And this is where you're heading to. You are heading to this fulfillment of being able to effortlessly make friends, to effortlessly go out there in the world and be bold and talk to people and make connections and ask for things and be okay not agreeing with people and be okay with not everybody, liking you. It's really about you feeling so comfortable and confident in who you are that you don't need this anymore, that you don't need to protect yourself anymore. You know that you've got everything that's necessary to take care of yourself. Protection is already around you. So your spirit guide's been really, really helping you with this, and they are really encouraging you when you get into, I'm going to call this a personal block. We all have them. Welcome to being human. When you get into this space, basically, they just want you to bring your gentle nature into it, right? Because that protective nature is very fierce. You're strong. You've got this red lightning energy, right? Like your anger is exquisitely accurate. And it's damaging at times. There's nothing truly wrong with anger. It's when it starts coming out onto the people around us, or it's used as a way to keep people away from us, the people that we should be letting in. So they're asking you to just come back to this space where you're gentle and that you remember that your authentic self is this really comfortable, confident version of you. That is the light they want you to shine into the world. That is you stepping out of your comfort zone and really just testing out being your authentic self with people. You've spent so long in the mask that it is going to feel scary to get out there. It is going to feel scary to start showing the world these different parts of you. I have that. Lots of my friends have that. Like you're in good company to feel uncomfortable about doing that. And at the same time, they're assuring you that you're safe. Like they got you, they are protecting you. And really, they're helping you learn to have the wisdom, compassion, confidence, and courage inside of yourself, that deep self-assuredness that you don't really care if people like you or not. It's not a big deal because you like you. Like, you love you. You're great. You're wonderful. You're funny. You're charismatic. Like, you're a good person, right? So that's what they're showing is love yourself and have that deeper appreciation of yourself. And that'll just help you navigate as you're working through, building new social connections and handling that part of you that gets really scared in social connections. All right, pile number 2. This is what your spirit guides have been trying to tell you. If you like this message, leave me, I wonder if there's a little line emoji. That would be cute. Leave me a line emoji below. And don't forget to click the like button and subscribe. And I do offer personal readings. The link is in the description. I will never reach out to you. I just offer the link if you are interested in that. And I'm also working on opening up my Patreon. I'm doing a super soft sort of launch, working on the content right now. I'm very excited to be sharing that all with you. It's just a space to talk more about like the spiritual teaching sides of things. I've been doing spirituality and in this journey and path for 22 years, and I've seen a lot of things and been through a lot of things. And I definitely love helping you connect the dots a lot faster than I connect the dots. All right, pile number 2. Until next time, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day. Pile number 3. All right, we are going to dive into what are your spirit guides trying to tell you. The very first things that are really highlighted that they are showing me is about colors. Now, for me, when I work with my spirit guides and your spirit guides to bring in these messages, one of the ways they know to create a story or theme that I can see easily is using color. The very pronounced up here are these 3 cards. There's a lot of blacks, a lot of dark purples, a lot, even the same shades of purples are being reflected. We have 2 full moons. We've got white tied into everything. I mean, these cards are incredibly complementary to each other. So you have a really solid message there, and it pours out into your tarot cards. The very first message that they have been trying to communicate with you is that it is time for you to let the past go. It is time for you to release. We have the Devil card, so you could be releasing a behavioral pattern, a thought pattern. I was going to say a habit, but that's a behavioral pattern. You could be releasing a previous situation. Maybe you're one of the people that's got the tape recorder in their head playing over and over, the Spotify playlist over and over and over about the negative event that's happened to you. Overall, the feeling that they're giving me is that you're just holding a lot of negative energy. To be real, like there's so much going on in the world and in personal lives. Sometimes it's hard to let that stuff go, especially if you have something really demanding. But they're telling you that they've been sending you this message because ultimately the thing that you are on repeat with, the thing that you are so charged up with this negative energy about, there's not going to be a great resolution. And don't kill the messenger. Just hear me out. There's not going to be the outcome. There's not going to be the resolution. There's not going to be the change that you were hoping would be the outcome of this situation. And ultimately, it's just draining your energy, right? It's just you're playing in the darkness, and you don't need to play in the darkness. There's so much other stuff that you could do, and there's way more funs to be doing. So they've been really encouraging you to just drop this. Now, I make it sound like it's so easy. Well, you just let go of the negativity and then you can focus on happier things in life. Actually, what your cards are saying is that you've been in this deep process of co-creating with spirit, and that even ties in with the black of the crow. That the thing that you are trying to drop, the topic or issue that you have had on your mind, it's actually going to take you a lot of courage to let this go. This is a volatile, high intensity feeling and possibly situation. And look at this. We've got Badger Spirit, be fearless and bold, and Joan of Arc, the warrior of light. I have a steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. That to me, it's like, wow, warrior. So this is I asked your spirit guide to come into the reading and represent themselves, and your spirit guide is the warrior of light. So you have a battle spirit. You have a battle guide. This could be a deity. This could be like a specific guardian angel or an archangel, or a lot of people have a lot more angels assigned around them. But this spirit guide of yours does battle with the darkness. And part of the maturity of being one of those kind of beings is that you don't dwell in the darkness. You don't play in the darkness. Like, so much of battling darkness is literally just choosing the light. It's just being like, you know what? Walking away, I don't play. But the reality of that is that it actually takes a ton of courage. The reality of dropping any negative behavioral patterns, beliefs, old narratives, even the level of, it's not necessarily anger that they're showing me, but the level of negativity that is built up around this particular issue or circumstance. It actually is going to take you courage to let that go. And that can be for a whole host of reasons, but ultimately it's something that you've been praying for and asking for. You've been asking for an end to this. You've been asking for a resolution. And really what they're saying is the resolution for your particular question that you've been asking them about is you need to be fearless and bold, and you need to handle this like you are a fearless warrior of light. That can look like healthy boundaries. That can look like cutting off the energy. That can look like putting up energetic protection, circles or energy around you. That can look like, honestly, just blessing and loving the other side of this situation or this behavior or pattern. That's the answer. That is the answer. And ultimately, it does lead for new beginnings to you, and it does actually lead to more emotional fulfillment, because the thing that you're doing isn't ultimately fulfilling you. It's just taking your energy. It's like a poison in your system. I know a lot of people want to have a really happy reading, and I promise, if you genuinely listen to this and you are going through a hard time, it will make sense, and it will actually be quite relieving, because you are being acknowledged as the strong and valiant person you are. You are being acknowledged as this was a really crappy situation. This is a really tough habit to beat. This is a really, this previous, they're just giving it to me in my solar plexus. This was a really challenging and really hard and really frustrating, angry. It's like if you were to put electricity into a little box and it is just ping-ponging off the walls. That is like the level of negativity they're showing me. There's a frustration with it. And ultimately, when you learn how to release this, you're going to learn a really important ability in the process of doing that. And the reward for doing that is you get to have a fresh new beginning. You get to have emotional fulfillment. You get to have a badass chapter in your book, and you also get to end the chapter and start a much fresher, brighter, New Horizons one. Wow. Okay. Pile number 3. I know this may have sounded like a little bit of a tough reading, and I hope that you feel honored as the warrior you are for going through the battles you have gone through, and that you ultimately know with deep peace in your heart that moving forward and moving on from this situation and wiping your hands clean of it and walking away in the most authentic and empowered version of yourself is giving you that new, fresh, bright beginning that you deserve and that you would love to have. All right, pile number 3, this is your reading. If you would, don't forget to like or subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, the link is in the description. I will never reach out to you, but you are always welcome to reach out to me. And I am very close to fully opening my Patreon. I'm sort of just doing a soft launch, and then you all know it's there, but I am working right now on content, and I am really excited to be sharing more of the spiritual teaching sides of things. So if you are interested in diving more into that over there, you can join me on that platform. Until next time, pile number 3, I hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.